listening to Hibs Talk. I'm your host as always, Gavin. Joining me today is Dave.
Alright.
And Stephen.
Hello.
So we'll kick off with the news today as we always do, and we'll start by doing a wee quick recap of the transfer window. I'm sure everyone knows this by now, but coming into the club we signed Cammy Bell after his release by Kilmarnock, and Scott Allan returned to the club on loan from Celtic, which we'll come back to at the end of the towards the end of the show. Outgoing Simon Murray has went to Dundee on loan. Scott Bain has went back to Celtic, back to Dundee, and then went on loan to Celtic. And Big Fonts, who again we'll come back to at the last segment of the show, has went up to Ross County. So, thoughts overall on the transfer business?
Quite quiet until the last day,
Aye.
I would say. I was bitterly disappointed with everyone until Scott Allan deal came out, if I'm being completely honest. And then when the Scott Allan deal came out, I nearly wet myself. So I was out of the moon. And obviously it was good to get another striker in with the Swiss boy.
Mm-hmm. And McLaren. And as well, earlier in the windows we could sign as well. So
Yep. So I was alright with it in the end, but it was looking kind of bleak and up until last minute.
Stephen, thoughts on the outgoings?
I was quite gutted about Fontaine leaving, especially with the McGregor being injured and stuff like that. Could have done with him, but then again, Ryan Porteous just showed on Saturday how well he can fill in. So,
can I just say one thing on outgoings today? Simon Murray.
I've
got a Simon Murray phone case.
I was just
got 3 mugs.
You've got 3 mugs.
3 mugs. It was a big shock actually that Simon Murray left, especially with Stokes going the day before as well.
Aye.
Left us a bit short, and with bringing in that Canberra, who never really had the best record for what we had seen beforehand. It was a bit of a disappointment, but at least he's only on loan, and hopefully he'll come back in the summer and he'll get his game time again, because he was a good player. He started off the season well, and it was just when he was left out of the squad for Stokes that
I think his confidence took a big hit, and yeah, it's always going to happen. Confidence is an important part of being a striker. Okay, quick injury update. We obviously mentioned Callum. Oh, I'm dead of that out. We obviously mentioned Darren McGregor's injured at the moment, and to add to the injury list, Brandon Barker is out for 2 months, so it doesn't look like he'll be back until April. Stephen, you were getting you were getting frustrated with Brandon Barker's performances, but then he did seem to pick up. We could see he just needed that final product in the Dundee game, and then he got that final product in the game against Motherwell at home, yeah. And then injury like this when he's just starting to find his feet. So
1 goal's not going to change my opinion on him.
Okay, Stephen is not going to miss him. Dave
will miss him.
Aye. But exciting player. So
Stephen's just hard to please.
Yes.
Not really.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I was hard to please.
Does this open the door for Danny Swanson, who chose to stay? Admit interest from St Johnstone?
Aye, no, well obviously it does, because he can play out there, but and I hope it does as well, because he does need a bit of game time to, that'll be his chance, won't it?
Yeah.
So I quite like to see that.
And to finish up with news, we did put this on a poll, so we're not going to cover this in great detail, and this didn't win the poll, so we're not going to cover it in great detail, which was just what I said. I've said the same thing twice. Leanne Dempster is the favourite for the chief executive role of the SFA. Thoughts on this?
Good on her. She deserves it. It'd be a big loss to Hibs, but
she deserves it. The SFA need her
100%.
But we've got to be greedy and not let her go.
Right, well, either way you've got to look at it. Obviously we're Scotland fans, so if she goes to Scotland then it's going to be a positive, and then it'll be just a loss for the club. But like you say, it's good on her that she does deserve it. You can't really stand in somebody's way when a position like that comes up, so not really much we can do.
Fingers crossed they go for Anne Budge instead.
See, in regards to the Scotland thing though, see John Hughes made a approach to Scotland to become the new manager of the day.
Go yourself, John Hughes.
I like John Hughes.
Aye.
That's ambitious for him.
To be
though,
fair,
give that.
apparently, John Hughes and John Collins. Apparently, a big thing players always said with him. Maybe not so much John Hughes, but more John Collins. But they sort of said he was too much. You know, you got he was the same message kept on coming through, and it just got a bit too much spending every day with him and things like that. So maybe
like us with Stephen.
So maybe maybe being a national manager where you only see him once every 3 months would be a bit better. Whether if he's got the tactical nous, if he couldn't keep Ross County in the Championship though, I don't know. I love him a bit. So
it was just a point on the Scotland thing. Like,
I love him a bit.
I wasn't saying
I'd missed that, and it's a bit of a tricky one because I absolutely love John Hughes. I felt he was a bit unfairly treated at Hibs, my own personal opinion, but I don't know if he's got what it takes to be Scotland manager.
Neither did I, but I was just pointing out that he had made that approach to Scotland. That was
good for him. I like his ambition. Right, so briefly touching on a couple of points there. The Rangers game. This was our second visit to Ibrox this season, and it was our second win at Ibrox this season. Fucking easy peasy. As we mentioned, Brandon Barker's injury, he came off after 7 minutes, and McLaren came on and could have scored 3 minutes later. Then he did put the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out as offside. Dave, were you impressed with the start Hibs made?
Aye, well, we were really impressed with first half. Like, we actually went at them. When I seen the lineup, I was a bit dubious. I think everybody must have been, because it didn't actually. It was trying to work out what it was.
Especially starting Scott Allan as well.
Oh, we're coming back to him. Still bringing him up.
Because the way I knew that it was wrong straight away, but the way the lineup 11 at
it was showing Bartley as
right back, I was like, that better not be happening. I know it wouldn't be, but
that was quite fun. I was trying to work out that, but then the way we started was really strong. Obviously minus Barker on it with injury, but that was only negative for the first half.
And they started coming a bit more, and Ryan Porteous, obviously we were saying, stepped in because of the injuries. Saved Hibs from a Morelos shot, which looked like it was going in. Stephen, what was your thoughts on Ryan Porteous' performance?
Well, he's been performing well every game he started this season. When he
only started one, that was his first start.
Wasn't he? He started against Partick at the start of the season.
Don't think he did.
Sure he did.
He did.
That's not his first start this season.
We'll check our facts later. Anyway.
But
he's been good when he's played. Let's leave it like that and move on.
When he's played,
he's trying to save you, boy. He's trying to save you.
He's not. He's definitely started. But anyway,
you debate this while his performance while I do the fact checking.
But anyway, no, he's played well when he's played for us. He's got to be a future Scotland player, isn't he? Future Scotland centre back, guaranteed. He's got all the ability there. Probably even more so than John Suter and
I don't know. I hate to say it because he plays for Hearts, but he's a cracking player.
So is Ryan Porteous.
Let's not get carried away.
Ryan Porteous is only 18 as well.
Let's not get carried
he's probably
away.
the reason we've not got Fontaine anymore, because Fontaine has been there to kind of hold Porteous back. So.
And it's good to see him playing again. That's one of the main things. We were always unsure as to whether or not he was going to be playing in the squad again, or whether he would be put out on loan or whatever. But it's good to see him there. We obviously need him now, and he stepped up against Rangers. Yeah. So can't fault him at all.
Who's the boy that was recalled from his loan and taken out to Portugal? The young centre back. Is it Sterling? Ben Sterling?
Yep.
Aye. Apparently him coming back and impressing Portugal was another reason to let Fontaine go.
No.
Lennon feels that if injuries do hit, then he's quite happy for Sterling to go in.
That's good. That's what you want to hear as well.
Aye, you want to see youngsters getting given their chance, and Shaw, obviously I think Shaw's performance is probably the reason Murray's about as well. So yeah, I love seeing youngsters doing well. According to this year, he's made 5 appearances for Hibs in the league this season. It doesn't say if that starts or off the bench, so I'm sure somebody will let us know. And
if they say I'm wrong, then they're wrong.
then we always moan, David in particular, about John McGinn having pings from distance, and he'll only score 1 in 100 shots from distance.
1 in 50.
1 in 50.
1 in 50, I said.
1 in 50, he said, sorry. Well, this is one of those 50.
Aye, well, it's probably about his 50th since the one at Parkhead, so makes sense. That was a good ping. He just drove into space, and that was the problem with Rangers midfield. They were just giving Scott Allan and McGinn that so much space. He must have drove into what 30 yards before he got the shot away. No pressure at all. But that's because we played two up top. The two centre halves were obviously occupied. And then when McGinn and Allen were running at them, there was nobody to come out and press them, because they were occupied with our two strikers. So they just had a free roll. So Rangers needed to basically drop another midfielder in, which they done in the second half. But it took them until half time to spot the problem, which was incredible because they noticed it straight away.
So, as you said, the Rangers noticed that problem and made changes at half time and definitely responded better in the second half. Stephen, what did you make of Stevens? Rangers' second half performance?
They come out, they knew that they needed to get back into the game. They played like Rangers. They have a good spell, but I never felt worried that we were going to lose that game.
I felt a goal was coming. I can't lie. I thought a goal was coming.
No, I never said I didn't think a goal would be coming, but I didn't think that. I knew that if they scored, then we'd score again. You just have that feeling against Rangers now. There's no fear factor whatsoever. Even at Ibrox, you feel more confident that we'll win at Ibrox than we win at Easter Road. So no, 100%.
It was the second half was really nerve wracking. I felt like it was physically draining me. Because I just was like, please just get to the end. Please just get to the end. We were defending really well, and they weren't having clear cut chances per se, but they were knocking on the door. And I'm not gonna lie, when I went 1 each, I was like, there's only one team winning this if there is going to be a winner. No, I honestly didn't think so. 17 seconds between us kicking off and then the penalty getting gained.
Aye.
That's how long it was.
So, speaking of which, was that a penalty?
He gave the ref a decision to make tough. It's a stupid challenge.
I think it was a penalty.
But you look at it, you can look at it and go, it's soft. I personally think it's soft, but I'd give it. So I'm biased.
Did Dav touch the ball at all?
No, he just kind of nudged into him a wee bit, but
he kicked his ankles, didn't he?
It was awfully soft, I think. He shouldn't have done it, so it's his own fault.
Yeah.
And penalty, obviously, but
just edit out the Ryan Porteous thing because he's not started. I've literally just went through every single fixture list on there.
and you will not edit that out.
I will not edit that out. No, sorry, Stephen. Red faced. So overall thoughts on the game then? Another one at Ibrox. When do we get to go back? Speaking of which, there's a good chance for me to get to go back.
After the split.
Yeah, you were pointing this out, weren't you?
Well, after the split, basically everyone's been to Rangers that is going to be in the top 6 twice already. So somebody will need to go there a third time. They won't make They won't make Celtic go there because there'll be an absolute uproar, which I don't think is fair. Because at the end of the day, if we need to go back, they need to go back. But it won't work like that. That'll just be completely ruled out. So it will be us, Hearts, Aberdeen, or what looks like it could be Kilmarnock the way they're playing.
Yeah. Motherwell seem to be a bit inconsistent. They can put a couple of good results together and then they put a couple of bad results together. So
I personally, I'd quite happily go back. We've already done the double of them this season, so it would be good to say we just bet them at Ibrox all this season if we don't go back. But then if we do get to go back, then we've absolutely nothing to be fairy at all.
100%.
So I would ask you about Scott Allan's performance, but instead we're going to talk about Scott Allan a bit more after the break.
Just the way you like it. 'Cause 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 'cause
Scott Allan is a Hibs player again. A bit controversial to say the least. Transfer deadline day was quite funny. There was a lot of differing opinions, shall we say, across social media platforms such as Facebook and Twitter and things. The day we were at the Motherwell game, there was very few, but there was people.
One.
There was a few people voicing their displeasure about the possibility of him signing. He's here now. So first question really is, should he be welcomed back with open arms?
Yes. And he should be cuddled by everybody. That's how I'm honestly at the moon.
Stephen?
Not as enthusiastic as Dave.
No.
100% not.
Okay. So Dave, why should we welcome him back after he handed in a transfer request?
What we've got to look at it is, right, he is nae a Hibs fan. So he's not got the same feeling we do for the club, which I get, and I think that's fine. No, everybody needs to be. They just need to come in, be a good player, and that's what it was. He seen that as a chance to get him a big move. At the time, we were all raging about it, but like I say, he's not got any loyalty or ties to the club. Aye, we did basically resurrect his career after he kind of flopped after he moved to Dundee United, but he was a really good player for us. None of us wanted him to leave, and then we've got him back like two and a half years later. Why would you not want him back? He's learnt his mistake, hopefully, and hopefully he just signs and stays, and that's it.
Stephen, was the way he went about getting his move one of the reasons that people are not welcoming him back so willingly?
Aye, like with Scott Allan, even when he was at Dundee United, I put him in the same category as Stokes. Like, his attitude for the game's all wrong. Like, he takes liberties for it. Like, he handed in a transfer request after Rangers had put in an offer for him. We sold him to Celtic just because we didn't want him to go to Rangers. That's the long and short of it. But
because they were in the same league and they were.
The fact is though that, like, I mean, Dave says that he was looking for a big move. I wouldn't call Rangers a big move, but at the same time, like, I mean, he's not a Hibs fan. He's a Rangers fan. He's made that perfectly clear.
Yeah.
But he seemed over the moon when he got his move to Celtic. It's not worked out for him again. We've taken him back again, and what's he got to do at the end of the season? He's not got any ties to us again. He's not on a contract with Hibs.
But he has came out and said he feels happy here.
Yeah,
he's settled back in so quickly.
Every player says that at the club that they're at. Like, Mahrez said it after he refused his transfer request at Leicester. He's
not said it this time round.
No, of course. Like, I think come the summer he'll be back at Celtic and he'll be waiting for a move for Rangers.
Oh no, he wouldn't do that.
100% he would go to Rangers if he had a chance.
No, I don't think Rangers would take him now anyway. I think his career's faltered a wee bit. I think he needs to. Depends how the next 6 months goes at us, mind you. But
well, he's got to perform well for us. Like, 100%. He's a good player.
He's off to a good start.
Aye, he's a good player. Nobody's denying that.
Did you see his wee smile when he won the penalty?
Aye.
And then the way he was keen to get it up to the Rangers fans and that at the John McGinn goal. And
I'm sure Cummins was doing the same at Hearts and Rangers when he was playing for us. But
I just think he'll stay. Like, the way he was interviewed, when he got interviewed for it, I watched it. It was like a 4-minute interview. It was actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
The way he was speaking, he's like realised he just needs to play football. He was happy to come back, seeing familiar faces and that. And I hope that he's learned from his mistakes for leaving Dundee United, for leaving Hibs. That when he's been performing well and won a move, he's made the wrong decisions.
That's the thing though. That's his problem, because he had the exact same attitude when he came to Hibs the first time. He came here and he says, this is a chance for me to put my career back on track. I'm really grateful to Hibs for giving us an opportunity after moved down south, went sour. 6 months later he's already talking about a move to Rangers. 12 months later he's handing in a transfer request to the club. I didn't mind him being at the club, and obviously I'm going to cheer him because he's a good player and he's what we need right now. But at the end of the day, I think come the summer, when his loan moves over, he's not got to stay with us, and he's just got to be back to square one again. He's, like I says, it's all about his attitude, not his ability. And
So-
he's just far too much like Stokes for me, and that's how Stokes isn't away a club now.
You mentioned his attitude there. A lot of people are making the argument that his attitude has changed since the birth of his child, which happened just after he left Hibs. And a lot of people who seem to know him have mentioned that fuck. A lot of people have mentioned that the birth of his child seems to have helped mature him as a person. Don't know if there's any truth to that or not, but do you think that there could be any truth to that?
Apart from Abians didn't mature me as a person.
We can definitely testify for that.
Correct.
But does Stephen have a point that you mentioned good examples of Jason Cummins, and who else did you mention? Somebody else you mentioned, I can't remember. But there's no loyalty in football.
Oh, and Mahrez.
There doesn't need-
Mahrez another one.
But there doesn't need to be. A player can go a club and be good for that club, and then this is like, I'm going to take my I hate Rangers, right? I'm taking my I hate Rangers helmet off, right? And just there's going to come.
Never seen you like this before.
No, you'll never see me like this again. It's gone back on straight after I've done this. Right, Scott Allan is a Rangers fan. He's at Hibs. He's not a Hibs fan. He's been performing well. Rangers come in for him. He's probably going to want to go. I'm sorry, but if I'm playing for somebody and then they're perceived, I'm not saying anything because they're dead, right? They're perceived to be the bigger club, right? Like worldwide or whatever you want to call it, and I support them. Like, say that happened to me and I was a Hibs fan and they were perceived as a big club. I played a weir club, weir in inverted commas.
Aye, he's doing the quotation
I'm
marks.
doing the quotation
Forgetting
marks.
it's a podcast and
Aye,
people
sorry.
can't see him.
Sorry, everybody needs to understand where I'm coming from though. I would want to go to Hibs because that's who I support. But he didn't go, and he got a chance to go with to Celtic, the champions. It just depends who you want to look at it. I think there's a big element of greed
Right, so
and a big element of the money thing, and you're just chasing that.
The thing is, to
Right,
me though,
see-
based on what you've just said, right, the fact that he never got his move to Rangers because Hibs blocked it because we were in the same league as them, right?
Which I completely
Aye,
understand.
of course, 100%. But the fact that, like, when you hand in a transfer request, right, like, there's no way back for that, really. Like, I mean, there's always got to be that bit of doubt in every single player's mind as to whether he wants to be at the club or not.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we got rid of him. Because we could have kept him, like, we had him on, what, a 2.5-year deal or something, 3-year deal at the time.
I think still had
He still-
had
he still-
12 months left on his deal.
Well, he still had 12 months left, right? So we had 6 months then to get him on another contract or whatever. But
Which,
the club knew that he didn't want to be with us.
he wasn't going to sign that
He
deal.
wasn't going to
was
sign
for
any
nothing.
deal, so we might as well have got something. And to be fair, we got a better player out of him.
With Dylan
We got
McGeoch,
McGeoch, and then we had
Henderson on
Henderson on
loan,
loan.
and £250,000.
Exactly.
So chang.
And Scott Allan back 2.5 years later when he's in his prime.
Aye. So right, I want to do hypotheticals here. So because you made a good point about what would you do. So let's say you are both footballers, and you're playing for Falkirk, and
I hate Falkirk.
doesn't matter. You're playing for Falkirk. Okay, Dunfermline then. Is that a bit better?
Wee bit. It's, aye.
Right, you're playing for Dunfermline, and you're doing really well for
Falkirk's closer to my
Dunfermline,
house.
and you hear that there's
I'd get to training easier. Go back to Falkirk. I'd rather play with
right,
Falkirk.
you're at one of the two, right? And you hear there's interest for Hibs, and you're not going to be sold, so you put in a transfer request because you want to go to Hibs because you're a Hibs fan.
That's exactly what
Hibs didn't match the fee, and Rangers and Hearts do, so you got Hearts.
Oh.
Right? Hear me here. You never played for Hearts, you never get any chance, so you get put on loan to Livingston, and then you go back to Dunfermline. Come the end of your loan, you're going back to Hearts. Are you going to try and get a move to Hibs, or are you going to try and go and stay at Dunfermline where you know you're playing well?
Oh, got really complicated. I am going.
Hopefully
to,
people will see the similarities and just join up the dots.
I am going to stay in with Dunfermline. Is that right?
Aye.
Dunfermline or Falkirk? I'm
Rather than
saying
going straight from Hearts to Hibs.
Aye, I think so. I don't think Rangers will come back in for him.
No.
I think that's just not going to happen.
Right, so say Rangers didn't come back in for him, right? Say Aberdeen come in for him.
I think that's the only competition for him. I don't see him going abroad because his family. I think he's tried and failed down south, and a lot of clubs will be put off by that. He's hated in Dundee, and Dundee are a small club, so Aberdeen the only club really left.
Well,
so I think that's our only competition for him.
put-
Although I said
so
that for
put in-
Henderson, and he's away to fucking Italy.
Put it into perspective, right? Say Aberdeen come in for him. Do you think he'll go to Aberdeen or stay at Hibs?
I honestly think he'll stay at Hibs.
I think he'll go Hibs. Aye. Why move all the way up there when you know you're getting with the same money? You maybe just you're not as guaranteed second or third place. You maybe got to fight a bit harder for second or third place. You've got staff, not just players, but you've got catering staff, a manager, backroom staff, people like that. And you see every day. You know the training centre. You know the community. You know your family's settled. Yeah,
it's the same board that we've got now that was there when he handed in his transfer request.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably expecting that he's not going to stay after June.
I mean, you might be right, but I hope that he stays, and there's nothing else.
Oh, he's
to
a
do
cracking
about it.
player.
The thing is, right? Like,
Hope
I mean,
he
if
stays
he keeps playing well for the club, like I'll quite happily cheer him on. Like I've not said a bad word technically about him since he came back. I've never once went on Facebook or that and says that I fucking hate him.
What I'm quite against, right, and this is just my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
is see the chance, like one or two people shouting Scott Allan's or that. It's no wanted.
No, it's definitely not.
I didn't think that's.
You wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want that about any player. We
No.
didn't go ripping into like that Reyes boy. We never and he played for Hearts. We didn't do that about our own players, regardless of who they are or who they've played with.
The game
I mean, I make comments about Swanson all the time because he went to Hearts, but I didn't say them at a game because I still rate him as a Hibs player. Like,
and he's a Hibs fan.
and he's a Hibs fan, Hearts fan, same thing. Right,
He's a Hibs fan.
But the fact is,
I know. Yeah, let's
he
just
pl-
put this to bed.
he plays
The
for
end of the
Hibs.
joke is the Hibs fan.
He plays for Hibs, and he plays well for us when he plays.
The reason he didn't go back to St Johnstone is because Hibs, his dream move. He's finally got his opportunity to play for his
He
boyhood
turned around
club.
and says that. Lennon turned around and says that he's not going to get a game, and then he says, "Well, I'll go and fight for my place then." He'd rather sit on the bench at Hibs and then hope that bloody Barker tears his hamstring. Like, he'd rather do that
That's
and then
brilliant. I love that.
and then get his chance than go to St
The
Johnstone.
easy option.
Exactly,
Aye.
and
Brilliant.
that's exactly what I hated about Cummins going to Rangers, because he sat on the bench at Forest, never waited for his chance. First time he got a move, he went straight to Rangers.
Mm.
And regardless of
saying
what his excuses are, he had his chance down in England and he blew it. And he's
only been there 6 months.
He's been
not,
there 6 months. He was left in the stands for about 2 months yet because he wasn't getting a game.
Rather
and then
than
he
going
comes straight to Rangers. So,
having somebody experienced in the Championship, like we're going a bit off topic here. I bet somebody like Murphy, who's very experienced in the Championship, rather than going and to him and saying, right, what do I need to do to be a success in this league? Learning for somebody like him, he's like 35. He's been played so many times, so many seasons in that division. Learning for him, doing extra training sessions, proving your worth. Instead, he's went, oh, this is too hard, I'm going back to Scotland.
Aye, shut the bed.
exactly.
I ain't want to talk about him.
Aye, that's the last we're saying on him. But we are going to talk about another Scottish Cup winning hero. It's this man right here.
Oh, the high beat. We are green and white on me. Oh, it's the high beat. And we're coming straight out of Leaf. Oh, the high beat. We are green and white on me. Oh, it's the high beat. And we're singing sunshine on Leaf.
So yes, Liam Fontaine, Scottish Cup winner, has moved on to Ross County. So we have asked you guys for your favourite Liam Fontaine memories. We put up a few suggestions. The Fontaine of Knowledge, which on Twitter got 47% of the vote. That song that we just played, 44% of the vote, and 8% for shaving his beard for Edinburgh Children's Hospital. and we put a thing for other as well. So, Dave, what was your favourite memory of Liam Fontaine?
Well, I went with Fontaine Knowledge.
Aye.
I thought that was brilliant. It was a wee side thing with marathon bit, and I quite enjoyed that. He was good on that. So he was good on a couple of things with the marathon bit stuff though.
Yeah.
He got involved. So.
Swan song thing.
Yeah.
So he was quite clearly up for getting involved. So.
HFC Punk had mentioned that. I was going to mention that later on, but he'd mentioned the taking part in Danny Swan song video with the marathon bit outside the box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other favourite memories?
I appreciate what he's done when he went to Ross County.
I
mean, the fact that he actually posted on Twitter, like saying like, nice reminder, and then got number 32, Ross County. Fair play to him.
Yeah. At Walesy9 had also said the same thing. His new Hibs shirt number. His new shirt number. Sorry. Hashtag Hibs class.
He was.
Solid. He's a stand-up player. Like he appreciated the club, and he appreciated what the club done for him as well. Like, I mean, you can't fault him for getting the move because he wants to play football. What is he now, 33 or something?
Played a big part. He's only not played since we went back up, but there's no doubt he played quite a big part in the 3 seasons in the Championship.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, I think from going. Although we signed a couple of defenders and we signed McGregor a year later, and Hanlon was always there. To go from the likes of, what was it, Nelson, that was, and McGivern and things like that at centre back and left back and stuff, to bring on somebody like Liam Fontaine, who was just such a class act, a lot more composed, and okay, there was negative stuff as well, like he was maybe at fault for the second Ross County goal in the League Cup final, but I think that
2 minutes before that he nearly scored for us.
And I think that just getting beaten that final just motivated all the more to make sure we got the job done the month later, so that worked out for the best.
Couldn't have worked out better.
Aye. So yeah, he's been absolutely brilliant. We just thought we'd do a little mention of him. He's also, another one here was he also met up with the boys from Retro Video Club and talked music about them with them, which was great. So just little things like that, getting involved with local Hibs fans and things like that.
Just seemed like a good guy.
Got him in absolute class act,
and he does seem.
I kind of wish we'd done something like this for James Keaton's as well. Seen him at Ibrox at the weekend. He was at the Tynecastle a few weeks ago. You know, played for both Hibs and Hearts, but no doubt about which side of Edinburgh he's got more affiliation with. Great to see him, even though he's playing for Dundee United, he's still supporting Hibs, and yeah, it's great to see these guys taking the club to the heart. And so just a special mention for him, and obviously big thanks for the Scottish Cup. So any final words on Liam Fontaine?
No, I hope he does well at Ross County. First game wasn't off to a good start.
No, it wasn't.
Second game, much better.
Much better. Let him. I'll tell you what, on paper that's a cracking defence they've got, because Fraser's a good player. Harry Souttar, obviously young talent, but could be good, and then Fontaine, experienced head, and then I can't know if they've got left back, but on paper, that, you know, once they start to gel, that could be a good defence. So Owen Copp will do a good job there. But anyway, this isn't Ross County talk. If any Ross County fans want advice, I'm sure we could give them someone starting a podcast, but this is Hibs talk. So we'll be back next week to preview the Aberdeen game and find some other topics to talk about. With all our new podcast equipment, which we're excited to get set up, our own individual mics and things, which we're all excited about. I think I'm more excited than other guys, but
he's got green cables.
Had to be
paid extra for green cables.
Don't tell Rebecca that. I'm sure she doesn't listen to the podcast. That's a good test of the relationship. If she accuses me of the cables later on, I know she listens to the podcast, but she won't. So
that's fine. I appreciate the green cables.
Good stuff. Right. Okay, thanks, and we'll speak to you next week. Since we finished up with Liam today, thought it was only fitting that we play us out rather than usually with the big bass, which we'll be back to next week. We thought we'd let Liam play us out with his full song. So hope you enjoyed, folks, and we'll see you next week. Make sure you follow us and all that on the social medias and stuff, and make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you always get notifications when a new one's up. Thanks a lot, folks.
high bees, and we're coming straight out of Leaf. Oh, the high bees. We are green and white on Main. Oh, it's the high bees, and we're singing sunshine on Leaf. Easter Road, that is our home. And up from office seat, oh, it's a treat when you see the bright lights up in the sky. We're watching our team, and they're making a scream. Oh, the high bees. We are green and white on Main. Oh, it's the high bees, and we're coming straight out of Leaf. Oh, the high bees. We are green and white on Main. Oh, it's the high bees, and we're singing sunshine on Leaf. May 21st, it was the first time that we lifted the cup after a long time, and nobody believed until they had seen the cup in the air with that green and white glare. Oh, the high bees. We are green and white on Main. Oh, it's the high bees, and we're coming straight out of Leaf. Oh, the high bees. We are green and white on Main. Oh, it's the high bees, and we're singing sunshine on Leaf. Sunshine on Leaf, that is our tune, and we love to sing loud for the Maroon, just to let them know that we run this town, and yeah, the city is ours. It's green and white now. Oh, the high bees. We are green and white on Main. Oh, it's the high bees, and we're coming straight out of Leaf. Oh, the high bees. We are green and white on Main. Oh, it's the high bees, and we're singing sunshine on Leaf. We're singing sunshine on Leaf. Sunshine on Leaf. Oh, it's the high bees. We are green and white on Main. Oh, it's the high bees, and we're singing sunshine on Leaf. Oh, the high bees. We are green and white on Main. Oh, it's the high bees, and we're coming straight out of Leaf.